Good morning, party people. I hope everyone is doing swell. Jennifer Marsh, am I turning it over to you?
Hey, yeah, hi, Chris. I just hung up the phone. I was finishing up a call. Sorry, gotta shut the window.
Well, guys, y'all are in for a treat. Jennifer Marsh has been an absolute rock star. She's not only achieved some amazing things in the company, but more importantly, she's helped a bunch of people on her team win, which is incredible. When it comes to the facts and details on how to run this business, you couldn't learn from a better person. And she really knows how to go out there and teach people how to win in this company. So you guys are in for a treat. So I'm going to make you the host, and then I will mute myself. So everyone, Jen Marsh.
Hey, wow, thanks for hopping on. That was quite the introduction following you, Mr. Shweta. One of the people responsible for all of us being here, and we appreciate you. These are always really fun to do, just because, to be honest, most of the time I come on here and it's just off the cuff. I always think, what's on my heart today and what seems fun to share with people. So, hi, Keto Mama Lizzie. I'm actually on my computer today so I can see more of you. The difficult thing for me in doing these on my phone is I can see 4 people at a time. That makes it really hard to go through and have conversations with people. So we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come here today. We know that every time you do this, it is a sacrifice for you, and that you're investing in your time. So we want to make sure that you feel like you're getting your time worth, and we say money's worth because time is money. And so, again, we're thankful for all of you to be here. So I'll just give you just a brief rundown on myself so that you know, outside of the rockstar stats that Chris gave, which compared to what so many people are doing here, this is just a company that gives us a place to flourish in an area that maybe we've been waiting to for many years and wanting to. So, December of last year, I started here. I did not come from another company. I wasn't building an organization anywhere. In fact, I wasn't even on social media at the time. My anxiety was so bad. And so when I started, I did know there was a business opportunity. I felt really good about the opportunity, but I didn't feel really good about myself at the time. I just wasn't feeling well. But I trusted and just had faith that if I started taking these products, I might start feeling better and want to build a business. And my goal was to build a business. And within a short time, I started feeling well enough. I knew that I could start talking to people and putting myself out there again and just having conversations. And so this last year has been nothing short of amazing. I have an incredible group of people that have been attracted to what I was doing, and super blessed to have made some incredible new friends and helping grow a bunch of new leaders and people who never thought they could be successful here. I actually physically was able to lose 50 pounds, 10 pant sizes, get rid of anxiety. I found a lot of things I did not know. Today, we're pretty fortunate. We seem to have, some customer communities, and we have a lot of testimonies that are being shared. When we started, we knew it was helping people, but we didn't know the extent of how people were being helped because we didn't have those stories. And so for me, I had fibromyalgia. I had no idea that it would help so much with inflammation that I was able to not be wrapped up in heating pads anymore. I started using the stairs instead of taking the chairlift in my house. These were just additional benefits that I didn't know I would get. It's amazing how it's helping people. So again, I've been here just a little over a year and am really enjoying helping people get started. I feel like it's that newest person that you just want to make sure they have the same fair shake as everybody else, that everyone gets the same opportunity to start and get plugged into whatever it is makes them, allows them to be successful. A lot of people in this industry have a tremendous amount of fear. They just, it's overwhelming. And so they feel like I don't know all the details. I feel like I need to know more. I just, if I reach out and I offer someone something that I've been using that's been working for me, what happens when they ask me a question? Like, this makes it really difficult. And then they think, gosh, I did that twice and somebody asked me a question and I froze. I didn't know how to answer. You're not the only one. We all do that when we start somewhere. So when I started here, I just tried to think of all the ways I could do to alleviate that for my team. You know, not to build super fast. I just wanted to build in a way that was a foundational strong, that would allow people who really did not have confidence in themselves and were super fearful anyway, that they could actually find a way to plug into something that would allow them to get rid of their fear, build their confidence at the same time they're building their paycheck. So they didn't feel that. So I always tell my team, everything that we do is a first grade level, everything. And if you were to leave here where we are and say, gosh, you know, I just didn't have the support and you just weren't plugged in. You just weren't connected properly when you first started. And I would not want anyone to say that, because we just have made it so simple for people. Because I know that no matter how confident or how fearful you are in life, when you start something like this, it can be scary for anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. If you build a business before, everyone has these reservations. So first, what I wanted to do was maybe just call in a few people to share their experience here, because I think it's really great to hear stories, yes, of how products are helping people, but you guys are here for the business, right? You want to hear maybe how some people got started and what made it work better for them. And what was their moment when they realized, like, this was an opportunity I really need to grab onto? Because sometimes people just want to watch, right? They want to start getting rid of the fear. You know, my goal is always get people into activity, why they're getting rid of their fear, start getting them a paycheck. The first thing that money does is says, wow, this works, right? I mean, I know this works now because I'm getting paid. I'm not sure how I did that. That was pretty easy, right? Because they weren't doing it alone. And so that's always kind of my goal. I'm going to see if I can find a few people to call in. Rachel's on here. Hey, Rachel.
Hello, Jen.
Hey, it looks like you're on the road today.
Yep, almost to sunny Florida.
So if you can share with us just your experience in the business. You're actually part of my organization, which, since you're on here, is kind of fun. And do share how you found the business. I always think that's really important for people to realize how you got connected in the business in the first place. And then just your experience here. We'd love to hear.
Oh, okay. So I have been part of this company since March of last year. And it was in late February that you, Jen, and I met in a networking group here on Facebook. I think we talked about how you were from Iowa and I was born in Iowa, and that just kind of sparked the conversation, right? So I was looking for something. So I was looking for a couple different things at the time. I was looking for something that was going to help me push through a 6-month weight loss plateau. I had lost 30 pounds on my own. I just couldn't get past that 30. And then I was also looking for a business that I could do from home as a homeschooling mom of 3 kiddos. So my children are 11, almost 9, and 6. And I needed something that was going to provide an income, because we have our oldest son has some health challenges. So we've had to do a lot of alternative treatments that are, of course, never covered by insurance and cost more money out of pocket. So there were a few different reasons. And in January, I started praying about different things that God might bring my way. And I ended up meeting you in February, hearing about these products and thinking, okay, I'm going to try the products first. Normally I'm the impulsive one that just jumps into something, but I really wanted to take my time. I wanted to know that the products were working. I wanted to experience it. And so I signed up I became a customer the very beginning of March. In the first 7 days, I lost 7 pounds, and I was ecstatic, having pushed through that plateau for the first time. And then at the end of 7 days, decided, okay, maybe this is the next thing that I need to be doing that's going to work around our schedule, that's going to bring in the income that we need. I had been working in another direct selling company for 4 years, and had not made more than $800 a month, even at the top on average. Okay, there might have been months where I made it, but it was never a consistent amount of money that we count on. Because it was retail, I was having to go find new customers every month. I was in a party plan business, so I was having to be gone from my family 8 to 10 nights a week, a month, to do parties. I was gone at events every Saturday from September to the middle of December, because that's when people are shopping for gifts for people, right? So I would go to these events. I would sit there for 6 to 8 hours, hoping to sell some things off my table, hoping to get another party in the works, all those things. And so when I heard about these products and when they started working for me, and when Jen shared with me how simple it is, not simple in that this is easy. Of course, nothing that we work for is easy, but how fluid it can be with sharing what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing. We're just sharing about our experiences here. We don't have to be salesy about it. We don't have to be, posting all over Facebook every time we want to give a incentive or something like that. We just want to share with others and be relational with others. And that's what drew me to Jennifer Marsh, was that she was relational with me, in that she was interested in learning more about me and listening to the needs that I had, and knowing that she had the potential solution. So I joined in March, and I quickly saw that this was the plan for us, because 2 months in, I had replaced my other direct selling income. And almost a year later now, because we're here in January, I have, it's completely changed our lives. We had a very significant bill that needed to be paid in order to have treatment done on our son in August. We were presented with this large amount, and it was daunting. It was overwhelming, but I had to work. I followed what my we were able to pay for that entire dental bill out
Hey, Rachel.
of our pockets.
Rachel, you cut out. You cut out on my end when you said when you got the bill, you followed, and then there was a section after that. We didn't hear what you followed or what you did.
Okay, when we had the bill, I got to work, and I just started following what you had taught me, Jen, and just sharing in a way that was building relationships with people, listening to their needs, and offering them what we had here. And by way of doing that, we were able to pay for this bill. Our son started the treatment that he needed in November, and our lives have changed financially to where we're on our way to Florida for a week to visit my mom. And there was no stress this time about paying for a hotel. And it's just been amazing. The things that I've learned here, I've never learned in any other direct selling company. And the culture that we have here is the most encouraging and uplifting I've ever been in.
That is wonderful. Rachel, would you share just one thing? What do you think has been the biggest difference for you here in helping other people be successful and you yourself?
So one of the things, and if you're watching and you're new here, or you've been here a while and you've done direct selling or network marketing before, one of the things I promised myself when I came to this company last March was that I wasn't going to do anything I had done before. I wasn't going to listen to my mind, to my brain telling me, oh, well, this is how I used to do it, so I'm going to keep doing it this way, right? I knew that something had to change, and I knew that I needed to be coachable to do that. I saw the success that Jen was creating, and I saw the way that she conducted herself, and I knew that I wanted to do the same. So by being coachable, by being teachable, and then when having conversations with people that wanted to join my team, whether it be customers or people that just saw what I was doing and were more interested, it's explaining to them that you can be successful here if you are teachable, if you are coachable. And that's been the biggest difference, is taking those things that you've taught me and implementing them. The other big difference is I did plug into some social media marketing training with Brian Fryer, and I've been able to learn how to market on Facebook in a way that's not spammy and salesy, but in a way that I'm personally branding myself. I'm sharing about myself. People want to know more about me, and then I'm able to know more about them and share with them these products personally.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing your story. You have built a very successful organization here. And when I say successful, you know, rating your success based on what matters to you. So Rachel's level of success is definitely elevated above what she thought was possible for herself, what she thought she could ever do, and what she wanted for her family, she was able to achieve, and then that. Because one of the things I talk about with people when they first join, and I really encourage you to do this, you may not be in a position where you want to have more than 2 customers a month. But if you can find out why the person joined you, like we usually talk to people before they join us. But if you can find out, you know, what made them decide to do that and what their interests are and what they're, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, you know, my husband's going to lose his job in 3 months, going to cut his hours down. We know we need this, right? Their desire of need is much different than yours. It is super helpful for you to connect that person with other people in the upline leadership, up to even your upline platinum, somebody that they can be connected to all the way down. So that when they have a concern, or they have that person that has more experience right now here in this business is going to recognize a new person that's asking questions and wanting to do more and be more. And we can never limit the person that we're sharing this opportunity with to what we want and need. Because the skills that you have, the desire you have, the time you have to invest in this, and your overall sense of value that you find here may be completely different than the person that you just introduced to this business. And so it would never hurt for you to always keep in your mind what's best for the new person so that they have the same opportunity that I do. To have the opportunity to be connected to people that truly, you know, when you have people connected in upline chat. So I'm just going to tell you what we do, because this makes a huge impact. When somebody joins us when they're thinking about being a customer, they're typically in a 3-way chat to start with. And then when they become a customer, they come back with questions. When they end up wanting to upgrade or talk about it, the person who they tell, which is typically their sponsor, they will say in the chat, hey, so Rachel would say this, hey, Jen, you know, Lisa, we spoke to her a few months ago. If you read up above, we got her started on their products. She's having such a great experience. She's wanting to know how she can share this with others. Isn't that great? And then I come in and I say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. I would love to hear your experience. How are the products working for you? And she's like, oh my gosh, you know, she tells me all this stuff. And I say, can we hop on a Zoom? I want to hear all about that story. So I just use that chance to get on a Zoom with her or a Facebook chat. Like the 3 of us will just hit Facebook Messenger chat and the video pops up and we'll chat about it. And I just ask them questions about them because they're thinking about doing it. They've already been connected with us in a chat. And now when they decide this is something that they want to do, they're joining people that they're already used to chatting with. They feel comfortable with that. They know that they have the support. And now that they're in that community, that chat, whenever we do anything with them, we help them write their curiosity posts. We let them know from the beginning the suggested ways to get started that will be more effective for them. And so we don't really have anyone that's like, oh, I'm going to go do my own thing, because if they want to be plugged in and they know that they saw what we did from the beginning, it just seems like an easy transition. Rachel, because you're on here, just share from your perspective how you feel like the upline chats have benefited our organization when you came on and started doing that with all of your people, and we just have been working it down. I think that the connection, no matter what social media gives us, right? I mean, we have the opportunity to do chat bots. We have the opportunity to do funnels, we have all this stuff. But there is one thing you can never replace here, and that is the connection to people, right? The connection to people. And so you have to have enough people connected to that person where they feel like they can connect with someone who can truly help them get to their goals. So Rachel, share quickly how that has benefited us.
So having those upline chats has been super beneficial because that's our duplication method, right? So when we have these Zooms with people and we talk to them about their story and then they decide they want to upgrade and become a business partner, then they've already been connected to us. And then when we share with them that there's just a couple things they need to know, and the number one thing they need to know to start here is how to connect people with us, it becomes such a duplicatable method. People just know that they need to be connected to us, and it gives them the feelings of overwhelmness, the feelings of, oh my gosh, I just started something, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, a lot of times when we sign up for these things, if people have done this before, it's usually sign up, become a rep, and go do your thing. But we actually encourage the opposite, like stay close to us. We want to work with you. And building that connection fosters community with these people. And I mean, I wouldn't say we have anybody that's like struggling to work or to be successful because they all want to be here and they're all connected.
Yeah, it's made a huge impact. I can tell you within my own personal organization, there's a few legs where somebody down in the root of the system, you know, signed up, and that leg had never built this business model the same, right, as most of the other legs. I was on a Zoom with a gal last night, and she said the reason she was on a Zoom is because I asked her to hop on. I was connected to her with a question, and I had never been in a communication with her otherwise. In about 2 seconds, I was able to tell the connection I was put in with her. There was things happening in that chat, that conversation with his prospective customer that I knew weren't good. You can't bring people in with a prospective customer and then shoot at them like you have a, you know, whatever the gun is that goes, right? Like everybody's saying everything to them. And like this potential customer's like, I immediately knew she had not been connected with anybody. I immediately knew no one was taking control of this conversation, which tells me she was not using the system that we have here because someone would be taking control of that situation. When you're brand new, you connect and you just be quiet. You just sit there and you watch, right? You don't have a conversation when there's 5 of you, like just bulleting back and forth to this prospective customer. So that was my first inclination. The second one was that I looked at her profile real quick and she had a big old tub of coffee. Like, I also knew she hadn't been connected because she had a big old tub of coffee sitting on there. And she's like, Jennifer, I was just waiting for your friend request. And so I needed to Zoom her and tell her she would never get my friend request accepted because she's got a big old tub of coffee sitting there. I've worked over a year hard on my business so that I keep people curious. So they come ask me what I'm doing. And as soon as I friend request you with your Elevate coffee tub, there goes my work, right? I'll help her, but I'm not going to accept her friend request because of that one thing. So I'm looking at all these things. And then I found out she lost 20 pounds. I mean, this was all within a minute. I just was looking around. So I said to this gal, I said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I can tell you're super excited to get started. Your sponsor shared with me that she's helping you get going and you're doing a great job. I would love to hear what's happening with you. And so we hopped on a Zoom last night. After I shared with her how we help people get started here and all the stuff, I said, so how has your week been? You've been an Ellepreneur for 4 days. How is it going? Because I knew she made a couple of curiosity posts that were curious, but not really, right? She's like, overwhelming. There's so many messages. I just don't even know how to. I said, I can understand that. Do you see how the model that I just shared with you that was pretty simple could help alleviate that if we did it a different way? And she said, yeah, I'm actually really excited now. I was feeling really stressed. I'm just telling you this because this is a prime example of what happens when we have our children, right? If we had a baby and we pop them out And we said, okay, you're 20 now, right? You're a platinum, you're 20,000 in volume. You just go do what you're supposed to be able to do when you're a platinum. Have the baby, you're 20 years old, move out of the house and go take care of yourself. We would never do that to our children. And I'm going to give you family analogies because here was my philosophy. When I started here, I thought, I've never built a huge organization, but I have raised kids. I have 5 children, 23 and a half, 21, 11, and 2 7-year-olds. And I've schooled all of them on life, right? I school them at home, but we also do everything life. And I figure if I can raise them to be so far, 2 adults that are contributing to society and they're doing really well for themselves, that I could probably figure out how to help a team. And so when you're helping your people get started, remember, they are new children, okay? They're new little babies. We can't expect them to start walking without somebody holding your hands, right? So when they're new babies and we're like, here, like we literally will help you make your Facebook post, okay? When somebody comments on your post, have you ever had somebody comment like, what is it? And you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Guess what? We're there to tell you exactly what to say to every comment. So you don't have to, we don't want you to say, I'll send you a message. We don't want you to say that. We just want you to make it seem relational and not salesy with your answers, but we want it to make it sound like it was you as well. So we can tell you exactly what to say and you can modify if you feel comfortable with certain things. We'll tell you exactly how to put them in a message, what you can say to them that makes it sound good for you. Like we just do all that. It's just copy paste. Now this may sound like a lot of work helping people get started, but here's what happens when you do this. They're gonna have new people come on, right? And my goal was to build a foundation that people are not gonna crumble. Everybody is not gonna have a success level they want to have here because they're not willing to do some of the work when no one's looking that is required. So we just have to get over that, right? We just have to know not everyone's gonna do it. But I'll be darned if they're gonna say they did not have the support to do that. It was their choice. It was their choice to not be successful and to grab onto something that could have potentially helped solve a problem they have. But it's not because, like, if you just put the effort in the system that we have in place, I'm telling you, like, you can't fail. So when they're little, remember, guys, your people, they have fears. We don't remember what it's like all the time when we were first born, right? We can't remember that. Remember when you were 2, you were 3? We've all had toddlers, right? We kind of let them do a little bit on their own. And then all of a sudden, you notice they're at the stairs and they want to jump off the 10th stair on the side over the rail. And as a mom, you're like, yeah, you have no idea. This is going to be a train wreck. And you run over there and you grab them because you know you can't let them go down that path. Like you cannot let them do that. So you run over and grab them. So when I have a business partner that I'm starting and I make some suggestions of how to help them, right? And we're walking along and all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to do it my way for a bit. And all of a sudden they have spent 1 month keeping things curious, putting people in messages, starting to feel more comfortable. So not everyone would have to be in a 3-way message if they're like, sign me up, right? They already know how to sign people up. We walk through the sign up process with their first 5 people. They don't even do that by themselves. We don't send links. Once you send a link, you lose control, right? I want to keep control of the conversation. I want to keep control of the sale. And anything I do that gives people control, I lost control. Now I got to chase people. So we do all this stuff with them. So after a month, when my partner's like,